Welcome to today's presentation. Let's take a moment to understand why we place such importance on problem-solving knowledge and skills. These are essential tools that can really empower us in both our professional and personal lives. When faced with challenges, having a solid problem-solving foundation helps us approach situations more confidently and effectively. It's not just about fixing issues, it's about understanding the root causes and developing sustainable solutions. By mastering these skills, we can improve decision-making, foster innovation, and ultimately contribute to our team's success. Throughout this program, we'll explore how these capabilities are vital for navigating complex problems and driving continuous improvement. So, building problem-solving skills aligns perfectly with our goal to become more proactive and resourceful in our roles. It's a crucial step in our overall development and success. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. Now, let's take a closer look at where problems can originate across different sectors. As we explore this, it's important to understand that problems are not always isolated. They can arise in various areas and impact overall performance. In the manufacturing sector, for example, we often encounter issues related to defects or rejects. These can be caused by process flaws, material inconsistencies, or human errors. Such problems directly affect product quality and can lead to increased costs and customer dissatisfaction. Another common area is productivity and machine capability. If machines are not performing optimally, or if there are bottlenecks in the process, productivity drops. Identifying these issues early is key to maintaining efficiency. Customer complaints are also a significant indicator of problems. They often point to underlying issues in quality, delivery, or service, and addressing them promptly can improve customer satisfaction and loyalty. We also see challenges in achieving KPI targets. When goals are not met, it signals that there may be systemic issues or areas needing improvement, whether in process, resources, or skills. Testing accuracy is another critical concern. Inaccurate testing can lead to false rejections or acceptance of defective products, impacting both quality and compliance. Absenteeism and job turnover are also problematic, as they can disrupt workflow, increase costs, and affect team morale. High turnover often indicates deeper issues within the work environment or employee engagement. In the realm of new product development, problems can arise during the process of bringing innovative ideas to life. Delays, resource constraints, or misalignment with market needs can hinder success. Project identification and implementation are also areas where issues may occur. Poor planning, unclear objectives, or ineffective execution can derail projects and waste resources. And of course, there are many other potential problem areas, depending on specific industry contexts and organizational structures. Overall, recognizing where problems can occur is the first step toward effective management and continuous improvement. It helps us target our efforts to areas that need the most attention, ultimately driving better performance across all sectors. Let's talk about the agriculture sector and some of the key challenges it faces. First, we have low harvests, which directly impact the livelihoods of farmers and the overall food supply. This issue is often linked to a variety of problems that farmers encounter. One major area is farmers' issues regarding access to resources, knowledge, and support systems. Many farmers struggle with limited access to quality seeds, fertilizers, and modern farming techniques. Then there are technology-related issues. The lack of adoption of new technology means they can't improve efficiency or yields as much as possible. Water scarcity is another critical problem. As water becomes more limited, irrigation becomes more difficult, which affects crop growth and productivity. Pest and disease-related problems also pose significant threats. Outbreaks can devastate entire crops if not managed properly, leading to substantial losses. Poor market access is another challenge. Farmers often find it hard to reach markets where they can get fair prices for their produce, which affects their income. transportation and storage issues further complicate things. Without proper infrastructure, crops can spoil before reaching markets, reducing profitability. Labor shortage issues are also prevalent. As rural populations decline or shift to other sectors, farmers face difficulties in finding enough labor during critical planting and harvesting periods. And of course, there are many other problems that crop up, unique to specific regions or circumstances. All these issues highlight how interconnected and complex the challenges are within the agriculture sector. Addressing them requires a comprehensive approach that considers all these factors to improve productivity and sustainability. Now, let's take a closer look at the public administrative office and some of the common problems it faces. One major issue is delays in government services, which can really frustrate citizens waiting for essential assistance. These delays often stem from bureaucracy and complex procedures that can be overwhelming and time-consuming for both officials and the public. Another critical problem is corruption or bribery allegations, which undermine trust and efficiency within the system. Poor customer service is also a significant concern, as it affects how citizens perceive and interact with government agencies. Additionally, many offices suffer from a lack of staff and resources, making it even harder to deliver timely and quality service. Political influence can further complicate matters, sometimes skewing priorities or affecting decision-making processes. Limited digital services are another challenge. Many offices still rely heavily on paper-based processes, which slow things down and limit accessibility. And of course, there are many other issues that can arise in different sectors, but these are some of the most prevalent. All these problems highlight the urgent need for reform and modernization to improve efficiency and public trust in government services. Let's take a closer look at the garment sector and some of the key challenges it faces today. One of the major issues is the labor shortage, which makes it harder for factories to find enough workers to meet production demands. Coupled with this are rising production costs, which put additional pressure on profitability and pricing strategies. Another significant concern is our dependence on foreign markets. Relying heavily on exports means we're vulnerable to international market fluctuations and trade policies. At the same time, we face strong international competition, which pushes us to innovate and improve efficiency just to stay afloat. Labor issues are also prevalent, with many workers earning low wages and sometimes facing poor working conditions. This situation has led to factory closures and job losses, impacting local communities and economic stability. Additionally, our sector suffers from a lack of local raw materials, forcing us to import what we need, which increases costs and complicates supply chains. The technology and automation gap is another challenge. While other countries are advancing rapidly in manufacturing technology, we're playing catch-up. And of course, there are many other issues that could be impacting the sector. These are just some of the most prominent. Ultimately, these problems highlight the complexity of the challenges we face across different sectors, emphasizing the need for strategic solutions to ensure sustainable growth and competitiveness. Let's take a closer look at the problems that exist across various sectors. As you can see, issues are present everywhere, and the growth of each sector really hinges on how effectively we can solve these problems. Currently, many organizations rely on a trial-and-error approach to problem solving, which often isn't enough to tackle root causes quickly or effectively. This leads to recurring problems, because weak problem-solving skills mean issues keep coming back instead of being permanently resolved. When problems persist, the overall growth of the organization slows down, and decision-making becomes poor. This, in turn, reduces productivity and hampers innovation, making it difficult to stay competitive. Customer satisfaction also suffers because inefficient use of resources and unresolved issues impact the service or product quality. And that's why I want us to understand the gravity of these problems. They're not just isolated issues, but barriers that prevent us from reaching our full potential. Recognizing this is the first step toward meaningful improvement and sustainable growth. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. Let's take a closer look at the knowledge about the problem-solving process. Understanding the methodology behind problem-solving is fundamental because it provides us with a structured approach to tackling issues effectively. This includes familiarizing ourselves with various problem-solving tools, both basic and advanced, which help us analyze and understand the root causes of problems more clearly. Next, we move into analyzing and understanding the problem itself, which is a critical step. Without a thorough understanding, our solutions might only address symptoms rather than the real root cause. Once we have a clear grasp of the problem, we can plan containment actions to prevent the issue from spreading or causing further damage, and then implement these actions carefully. The RCA process, or root cause analysis, is essential in identifying the underlying reasons behind problems. It connects to understanding the process y equals f, x, which illustrates how different variables influence the outcome. Recognizing these relationships helps us develop more effective corrective actions. Speaking of corrective actions, it's important to validate their effectiveness before fully implementing them. Only once validated should we proceed with the full implementation. We also need to understand the exit criteria, what conditions need to be met to consider the problem truly resolved. Throughout this entire process, following each step diligently ensures we address the core issues, prevent recurrence, and improve our overall process. This systematic approach is vital to achieving continuous improvement and maintaining high standards in quality management. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide.